Welcome, everybody, to the Hoops Post Up. Today, Pierre and I are going to talk trade machine, Kyle Kuzma.
That's right, Kuzma style, representing a little bit of fashion here. We talk about him on Fashion Fridays, so I think it was only right. We had a little lavender, purple,
His
pink
favorite
thing.
colors. You have to have
With
seen his last, what it was. It was like a crocheted tank top in like light
I
pink.
don't know what you call that, but anyways, there's a reason. Okay, so we're going to talk about trades because Kyle Kuzma has been rumored a lot to be in trade talks, even all the way back to last season. Obviously, not part of the deal to get Anthony Davis, and there was a big deal made about the fact that they didn't want to give up Kuzma, and now they're talking about giving up Kuzma because that's just the Laker way. We don't know if it's going to happen, of course, but it's always fun to speculate. So let's talk trade machine for Kyle Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma.
All right, guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us for another Hoops Post Up. And before we get into it, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Get all the latest, get notifications by hitting the bell, and you'll be notified when the latest episodes drop. All right, time for another trade machine. You ready to talk Lakers?
We have to. Why
Ha.
not? They're
Okay.
hot. They're in the talks.
And being one of the best teams just means that there's more of a chance you're going to make a trade because you have to be the best team, right? You have to make that push because the other contenders, number 2, 3 seeds here who want to,
They're fighting for your
like,
spot.
they're going to make moves.
They're
So you have to be
scrapping.
proactive. And the thing is with Kuzma, he's a guy who, a lot of people are saying hasn't really fit in. He doesn't quite give the Lakers what they need in terms of shooting. Of course, he's been hurt a lot. But I don't know. There's people are on different sides of the fence here. Kuzma, he's a good young player. He's really not making a lot of money, and that's what makes this going to be a really weird episode.
Interesting
It's going to be
part of the
interesting
trade.
because a lot of the guys we talked about, of course, are being traded because they're big fat contracts, right? Chris Paul, Kevin Love, guys that are making money and they aren't needed by those teams. This is going to be a different situation. This is a team that is winning, doesn't have really a glaring need, but this is a guy who's a young player, right? Up and coming player who's making almost nothing. And so it's going to be hard to try find a trade partner to get back what they want because the salaries have to match.
Right, right. It'll be interesting to see what we have first. On Trade Machine, different people put in different scenarios and they sometimes explain why and they sometimes don't. But we like to kind of look over them, talk about them, debate whether it's a good choice or not.
Yep.
And so let's see what we have.
We will be the judge. Now, mind you, all these that we're going to show you, these are trades that have been recently proposed, right? These are hot trending trades on the trade machine, and these have all been approved, right? These are ones that actually do make sense, not just made out of nowhere.
Right. Okay, so we have going to the Nets, Kyle Kuzma and Contavious Caldwell Pope.
KCP.
Yes, and so we have Spencer Dinwiddie
That's it.
going to
Lakers
the
getting
Lakers.
a shooter. Now, one thing you'll notice
I
before we
like
actually get
Dinwiddie.
into the logistics of this, you'll notice right there next to KCP, he's got that NT. He does have a no trade clause, which is interesting for a guy like him to have a no trade clause. Usually that's kind of for the bigger name players, but
Right.
he's got it.
His agent worked it out for him.
I mean, good for him, I guess.
Hmm.
So he would have to agree to this going to Brooklyn. Would he? Who knows? We have no idea.
Well, is he from Brooklyn? Does he have any
I
roots there?
don't know.
That would be something I
I would
need
have to
look
look that
into,
up.
right?
I guess we'll see. But anyways,
Okay.
it does show there's no trade clause. So again, that's a stipulation. But let's just assume he waives it, right? Let's say, yeah, sure, of course, I'd love to go to Brooklyn.
So the money is straight up, like it's equal amounts,
Pretty
right?
equal. All right. So here's the deal,
So here you have a scenario where it's a 2-for-1.
and that's the thing. Nets would be getting 2 players, of course, in exchange just for Dinwiddie. And you think, well, okay, Kuzma is probably at least as good or has the potential to be as good as Dinwiddie.
Just as good as
And
Dinwiddie, for
then,
sure.
Caldwell Pope's just a good scorer, right? He's a decent player off the bench. Dinwiddie is having a nice season, right? Scoring quite a bit, especially with Kyrie out seemingly forever. And who knows? But Dinwiddie has gotten the opportunity, he's gotten the usage. He's not going to get that usage when he's with the Lakers, right? He's going to have
Yeah,
to find that role coming off the bench. He's not going to be able to touch the ball nearly as much. Will he be as effective? That's the question, right? The numbers look really good right now, but that's because he's one of their main guys, right? He's not going to be nearly the main guy in LA.
that's true. And I don't know. I mean, not that they really would have a say in how the trade pans out, but that is a situation for players when they get traded.
That's right. So different fit, he's got to, adjust to a different role, different city. I mean, who knows? So for the Lakers, it's easy to just say, "Oh, look, we're getting a guy scoring 20 points," but it's not going to be that simple. So I don't see this as a clear win for the Lakers. You're getting one player in exchange for two, and I don't know that that one player is clearly better than either of those two.
Right. So we go back and we rate. And so let's take a look for both teams. I would give this probably a C. A C for both teams. Actually, it's more beneficial to the Nets. I'm just not quite sure the Lakers would be on board with this.
The Nets would probably love this because they're getting a nice young player at a very cheap price. You look again there, guys. 3 years, barely making $2 million a year. Right? So Kuzma, of course, in that rookie contract, very enticing trade asset. All you're getting back is Dinwiddie, and you're giving up KCP. Yeah, I don't know, I'd go D plus on this one.
Wow.
Yeah, it
What did
doesn't.
I say?
It does. You give it a C.
I gave it a C.
I'm probably being too harsh, but it makes no sense for the Lakers.
Wow. Okay. All right. So up next, we have in our second scenario, we have the Lakers and the Knicks involved in this trade. So same two players, but they're getting Marcus Morris. I
Familiar
know
with him?
well, just a little bit over the summer.
Following that news just a little bit as a Spurs fan.
Yes.
Probably not the biggest fan of Marcus Morris at this point, but
Oh, he's incredible on the court. Have you seen him?
that
He's been a
aside,
beast.
having a good year. Now, this is different. We talked about
Wow.
Dinwiddie as a guard coming off of being a shooter, and people saying that's what the Lakers need, another shooter. Okay, well, this
And
is a
aggressive on
forward.
defense, man.
And that's the thing. He'd give you a little more toughness, right? Dinwiddie would come off the floor and just be a shooter, basically doing what Danny Green does. And actually, probably not even because he doesn't quite have the defense of Danny Green. Well, Morris, now you're talking about a power forward who can stretch the floor and shoot.
God,
Is that what the Lakers need? Do you think that that's a
I don't
better
want
fit?
the Lakers to get
It's too
Marcus
good.
Morris.
You don't want the Lakers to.
No, because then we'll never have a chance.
All right, so this is better, right? I think this is better than the Dinwiddie
Definitely
deal.
better.
Better player.
Yes.
It makes sense for both sides, right? Because in those two players for the one, the Knicks aren't going anywhere. Obviously, they need to get younger. Getting a player like Kuzma makes a lot of sense for the Knicks.
Yes. No, I can see them both adjusting and doing well in their new homes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Lakers Knicks swap of Morris for Kuzma and KCP. What do you give it?
Wow, that's a pretty impressive deal. If I were the Lakers, I'd jump on it and I'd give it an A.
Wow, hey, all right, big Morris fan. I would go B plus because Morris a nice piece. It would make sense, but he doesn't quite solve all their problems. I think you probably could get more back for a guy like Kuzma again, just because of the
Really?
appeal. Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I think they should get at least a second piece.
Okay. All right, so up next we have the Hawks and the Lakers this time. So the Hawks, okay, DeMarcus Cousins, he's always hurt, Kyle Kuzma, and Talon Horton Tucker.
Yeah, don't ask. I don't know. So basically, it's
I would say
Kuzma,
Talon.
right? DeMarcus is the throwaway contract, and then you get.
And they get Jabari Parker and a first-round pick.
Well, now this is more interesting.
Interesting.
All right, so basically, you're talking about getting
Wow.
Kuzma for Parker.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Hawks get younger, which obviously is a need. They can make the most of Jabari Parker, who, by the way, remember we talked about this a few weeks ago. We forget how young Jabari Parker still is. He's what,
know.
24, 25?
He's
It seems like he's been in the
so
league
young.
forever.
I know.
But he hasn't. Well, no, he has. He's just not that old. So you're really not getting older per se. But yeah, Parker more established. He can kind of play around the floor. I mean, he can shoot. He's not necessarily a 3-point threat, but a pretty athletic piece in exchange for Kuzma. Kind of similar game to me. That's the thing. Is this is almost I don't know, almost a lateral move, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they're pretty much getting and paying out.
Yeah, you're paying a little, well, not really, but I mean, you're getting rid of Cousins, I guess, but that doesn't really matter at this point with the salary. The Lakers aren't looking for that. They're just looking
No,
for a player who would
no,
help them.
but
So would Parker help them more than Kuzma this year, just because he has more experience?
I think you would.
Maybe. And then they get the pick, so I guess that's true. That does help them in that sense. Um, this does work. I think this works for me. The Hawks, it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, you're going to make the most of what you have with Parker having a nice season and get a player like Kuzma. So I kind of like this. Again, is this going to push the Lakers, over the Clippers to make them the clear-cut favorite? Is it going to be, what Parker becomes the number 3 option, come playoff time down the stretch?
I don't know.
Maybe. Um,
I would have to give this one. Are we going to rate?
yeah, let's do
All
it.
right. So I think I'm going to give this one a B. A B.
I,
It's not too bad.
that seems about right. I might go B plus because I do like
Really?
this as much. What did I give the Morris one?
Yes.
Did I give this a B plus?
The Morris one, I think you gave a B because I gave an A.
Okay, I'll go B plus because I think
Okay.
Parker makes more sense than Morris.
Okay. Lakers and the Pistons. So the Lakers, of course, they're going to get Langston Galloway this time and Markieff Morris. Not the better
Not to
one.
be confused with Marcus.
Not the better one.
Definitely not.
Okay, and the Pistons are going to receive Avery Bradley, DeMarcus Cousins, and then Kyle Kuzma.
Can I just comment? Isn't it kind of sad that there always has to be like a better and a lesser one with their twins? Like there's Brooke Lopez and
I
Robin
know.
Lopez. Back to the point.
Focus.
Lakers Pistons. Okay, so the Lakers basically they're getting Morris, give them another body up front, and they're getting Galloway. All right. So let me just say this: is Galloway better than Dinwiddie?
I don't think
No.
so.
Is he better than Kuzma?
No.
Is he better than Avery Bradley?
No.
I don't think he's better than any of them. Maybe a slight
No.
better shooter than Bradley, but then you're losing on defense. And then the Pistons, well, they're getting Kuzma, so yeah, that's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying to think why the Lakers would want to do this.
Yeah, I don't see the Lakers doing this one.
This
I think the Pistons would like this trade, but I don't see the Lakers going for this.
this must have been a Pistons fan who submitted this.
It'd be good to see.
I'm pretty
Interested
sure
to see what the explanation behind this one was if they provided it.
Galloway would be a nice third piece to a trade, but as the front piece, no. No. Just no.
I actually give this one a D.
Yeah, straight up D for me.
Don't do it.
No, this doesn't make sense. Straight up D for me. Not hating on Galloway. He's a nice veteran. He can shoot, but yeah, no, he's not an upgrade in any way. This doesn't help the Lakers.
All right. So up next we have the Lakers and the Jazz.
Here we're gonna throw an interesting one.
Wow.
This would go down as a blockbuster.
Wow.
Now, I don't
Danny.
think this is gonna happen, but
No.
let's take a look.
This is interesting. That many players, really, for
Mhm.
Mike Conley?
Maybe.
Really? Okay, so we have Danny Green, Avery Bradley, DeMarcus Cousins, Quinn Cook, Kyle Kuzma.
Just
Wow.
for Conley. Now, obviously, we know Conley
Wow.
just got that big deal for Utah. Hasn't been going so great for Utah. Thought that he would be the answer. A lot of
Yeah.
people, which from the beginning, and I think we both agreed,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
just get off of the Utah bandwagon. They're
We
not
didn't
going to
think it
be,
was gonna happen.
yeah, a top 4 seed. They're not going to
Mhm.
be a championship. There's a lot of people getting way too carried away, as if Mike Conley all of a sudden was Magic Johnson. All right.
Yeah, so wow, that is really interesting. 5 players for Mike Conley.
And not just 5 players, but again, you're talking about
Danny
Kuzma,
Green in
right?
defense?
Danny Green.
Crazy. Why are you
okay.
going to give that up?
Cousins is just throwaway, right? That's just just the contract. But how does this? I mean, I get that people say the Lakers need a point guard, okay, because they have at this point, Rondo, Avery
Mhm.
Bradley, whoever you
Mhm.
decided, Caruso. All right, so they could use a guy like Conley who can run the show and he can also score. But then you're giving up Green, you're
giving
giving
up
up
too
your
much.
perimeter guy, you're giving up Kuzma.
Yeah.
Um,
I think you're giving up too much from the Lakers
I hate to say at this
to fill that
point,
spot for a point
why
guard.
is Mike Conley overrated? I mean, is he?
At this point,
I think so. Nice player. Don't
I
get me
like
wrong.
him.
I've always liked Conley,
I always
but
liked him. I don't think he's that. level.
No, I don't think so. And I think then all of a sudden you're, fixing one problem and creating several others. Like you're plugging your hole in the dike and then like 5 others burst up.
Exactly.
So how are they going to fill those gaps, right? You need your D&3 guy like Danny Green. There would have to be another trade involved, but then you can't, right? Because you have nothing else to trade because you just traded your best asset, which is Kyle Kuzma.
I'm going to give it the same, actually. I'm going to give this one a D. You're going C minus.
How did you know?
You
can always tell. I wouldn't put it that low just because, I mean, yeah, you are fixing one problem, but again, you're creating too many others. So I go C.
So up next, we have the Lakers and the Suns this time. Okay, so the Lakers will be getting Mikal Bridges and Dario Saric. Okay, next, the Suns would be getting Avery Bradley, DeMarcus Cousins, and Kyle Kuzma.
So
common trade people
common
here.
James, okay, ignore Cousins. We got Bradley, who at this point hasn't done quite what they were hoping he would. Okay, so and then Kuzma, again, talk about, well, maybe the fit isn't great. Okay, whatever. What are the Lakers going to get here? They would get Saric, who's a good fit, right? I think he's a guy who kind of play all over, right? Definitely can shoot. He can rebound. I think that would be a nice piece for them. Bridges, kind of similar. None of these guys are really a pure shooter, though. I feel like they're kind of too similar to Kuzma's game.
I don't see how that's going to benefit based on what they already have.
It's almost kind of neutral here because you think, okay, well, Bradley, you got the defense. Bridges, you get you some steals. He's a good defender, but again, it's not, you're not getting an advantage there, right? Just like Saric, is he a significantly better scorer than Kuzma per se? I don't think so. I think really you almost are more just trading personalities than anything.
I like Kyle's game better.
Which one?
I like Kyle's game better.
Yeah, well, and he also, like you said, he's younger, he's got a nice deal. So I just don't feel like there's a lot of net gain here for either side, really. I mean, I guess Phoenix because they get younger, but...
It's pretty neutral. For this one, I would rate it a C.
Yep, I'd say the same. I might even drop it. No, because I don't hate it, but yeah, maybe like a C minus. It's just, it's meh. We don't want meh around here.
All right.
Here's a 3-team deal.
Yeah, here we have a 3-team deal with the Lakers, Timberwolves, and the Pelicans. Okay, so Lakers would get Robert Covington. Timberwolves would get Quinn Cook and Lonzo Ball. Interesting. And then Pelicans would get Avery Bradley and Kyle Kuzma.
Because the Lakers and Pelicans have not traded enough, right? And so Lakers basically are getting Bob Covington, Big Shot Bob, the new Big Shot Bob.
Oh, don't say that. It's not the same.
Yeah, and then, okay, so the
Robert
Wolves...
Horry, sorry he said that.
The Wolves, it's interesting. All they're giving up is Covington, which, he's been rumored and, to be traded a lot. He's a pretty nice asset there because he's on a pretty friendly deal. And, he can kind of fit the role there. He can shoot. Wolves would be getting Lonzo Ball and Quinn Cook, a couple of guards. So I guess that works for them. And then Bradley and Kuzma for the Pelicans. That works for me. The Pelicans, basically they're just giving up Ball.
Yeah.
I mean, to get Kuzma and Bradley for Ball.
I think that looks very beneficial to the Pelicans.
Very nice for them. Ball just hasn't fit in there.
Timberwolves, it doesn't look bad for them either. I just don't know if Covington is what is enough for the Lakers.
It's definitely a win now piece, right? And that's the thing. He's a guy who's a little bit older. What is he, like 28, 29, something like that. It's a guy that you're hoping is going to fit right in and fit the system perfectly and do his job. And that is the exact type of player they need. He's a type of player who's not too different from Kuzma, right? A relatively big wing guy who can shoot the three, play all around. He would make sense for the Lakers. Giving up Kuzma and Bradley for him... I mean, at this point, you'd have to really think they just really don't think Kuzma is going to help them this year.
Oh.
And again, this goes back to the main point of all of this is why are they so down on Kuzma? Why trade Kuzma in the first place? Exactly. I mean, especially when you made an effort to keep him. So if you're going to do it, this is the type of player I guess it would make sense. You're not taking on this huge contract either with a guy like Conley. To me, big win for the Pelicans. I mean, makes sense.
I say B minus.
Wolves, it makes sense. They're looking to trade
2/3,
Covington. They're getting
pretty good on this deal.
you're taking a chance on Ball, right? You're taking a chance, but if you're the Wolves, why not?
Why not?
And the Lakers, yeah, I mean,
I say B minus for this deal.
I go B plus. I go B plus. I think it makes sense.
Good. Okay, so those are our scenarios for the trade machine and Kyle Kuzma.
The Kuz.
Yeah.
Which nobody's ever called him. But anyways, check out our other Trade Machine episodes. We've done Chris Paul, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Love. We got others that are still on the way. Check out the latest and the greatest NBA talk right here. You know what to do. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and watch us each and every week.
Don't forget to follow us on all social media. We appreciate any comments you have for us. Tell us what you think. Tell us what trade machine you want to watch next. Give us some ideas. We'd love to be
suggestions. There. What players you want to see us talk about. What do you think about Kuzma? Should the Lakers trade him at all?
Yeah. Let's have some conversations. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We appreciate you. And thank you for our subscribers. We love you as well. Appreciate that. Peace and love, everyone.